Hey, it's Adam here, and you're watching The Culture Hack, where we're talking about how to create engaged workspaces that unlock the potential of your teams and drive your business forward in ways you've never seen. So stay tuned. Hello, and welcome to The Culture Hack. Today is very exciting. I have with me Coty Walker. She is the founder of What If You Fly Coaching. And I love that name, by the way. So welcome, Coty. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you, Adam. I'm super excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
First and foremost, What If You Fly? Tell us about the name. Tell us what you do. Tell us all the great things behind that name.
Awesome. Thank you. Yes, I'm a certified health and life coach, as well as a Clarity Catalyst trainer. And the way that I came up with the name is I went through a soul searching period where I didn't know if what I was doing in my life was right for me. So I finally decided that I needed to move on and I needed to change my career and do something that I had a passion for. And one night, as I was going through this process, one night I just couldn't sleep. And I was going the whole night. There was just this question in my head that was just saying, what if I fail? What if I fail? And then at 4 a.m, I woke up and I remember this, there's a famous poem of Erin Hanson that it just said, but what if you fly, right? So when I woke up in the morning, like I didn't sleep until 4 o'clock in the morning. So that morning, I told my husband in the morning, I said, please take care of the kids. I need to sleep in. He did so. And at 9 a.m, I woke up and I went to talk to him and I said, listen, I need to make a change and I'm going to become a coach. This is what my calling is. I'm going to retrain. I'm going to change my life. And I told him about kind of this thought in my head, what if I fail? And then when I woke up at 4, I said, what if you fly? And then he looked at me and he said, there you have it. That's the name of your business. What if you fly coaching?
That is amazing. What a beautiful story. I love it. You just kind of woke up and were like, I know what to do.
This is it.
That is amazing. Well, let's talk a little bit about What If You Fly. What types of people are you dealing with? Are you dealing with business owners or people in leadership, or is it more of a life thing? Like who are you typically dealing with?
Yeah, great question. Thank you. I do a bit of a few different things. In the health and life coach side, I work with people in periods of transition, like I did, career transitions or people going through divorces and separations, or empty nesters, or women going through menopause, people that want to live a healthier life. But on the business side, I'm a trainer for the Clarity Catalyst, which is a specific program that is based on mindfulness and emotional intelligence and creativity. And this is a really amazing program. It was started in the 70s by Dr. Michael Ray, who was a professor and social psychologist at Stanford University. And he created this course called Creativity in Business. And this course was designed to give the master business students the tools that they needed to succeed in life. They didn't just want them to come out of an amazing program, from Stanford. But they wanted to, with just a degree, but they wanted to give them the tools needed to succeed in life and in their careers. So in Stanford, this course was called Creativity in Business. And when they took it out of Stanford, it became the Clarity Catalyst. And then there's a really interesting story here. They took it out of Stanford as a pilot when 9/11 happened. When the tragedy of 9/11 happened, they decided to take it out of Stanford and give it to the widows of the victims of 9/11. And they gave it to 400 women, and they followed them for 10 years. And over 44% of them reported that this course gave them skills that helped them overcome the tragedy, that helped them build their businesses, that helped them reinvent themselves, and somewhat manage their loss. So this course has now been modified for 3 audiences. One is for adults, for corporations and for teenagers. And I'm certified to teach the three of them.
Okay, amazing. I love the idea of creating space for creativity in organizations and the mindfulness and the emotional intelligence, which brings up this concept of engagement, which is a bit of a buzzword, right? What does it even mean? What does it mean to you when I say engagement?
Well, when I look at engagement, the way that I look at it, that I like to look at it is how do you build engagement in terms of business culture? Or how do you build engagement within your business? And this is what, I really recommend the Culture Catalyst as a perfect vehicle for this, because this is based, as you said, on mindfulness, emotional intelligence, and creativity. And you can leverage all of these tools to build that engagement. So, for example, let's talk about mindfulness practices. If you are encouraging your employees to live in the present, to understand their emotions, to understand their strengths and their areas of growth, this will lead to more authentic interactions, to greater engagement within their work and their colleagues. If we're talking about emotional intelligence, this is something that emphasizes skills such as empathy, active listening, conflict resolution, by enhancing employees' ability to recognize and manage their own emotions and understand the emotions of other people, of their colleagues. You can create a more supportive and collaborative workplace. Or even mindful communication practices. This course has mindful communication practices such as deep listening, non-judgmental communication, encourages employees to communicate with empathy, with compassion, deep listening, and this fosters trust and connection between themselves and teams.
Mm-hmm. Wow, that sounds fantastic. So do you have any stories as you worked with people and businesses through this program that kind of stand out that you'd care to share?
Yeah, what I usually do is before I sign up my clients for one of these courses, I usually ask them, what are their pain points? What are the cultural issues, or what do they need to improve within the organization? And usually the top three things that come up are communications. Usually the sales team is not speaking to the marketing team, or operations is not communicating with sales, or, there are silos in my organization. And this is something that really fosters connection, generates trust between teams, because there's a lot of engagement and a lot of and some group work that is required. And it really opens people up. So it starts fostering these communications. Another issue that usually companies come up with is creativity. Companies will love if their employees could understand how they can get through their own barriers and tap into their own potential to be able to solve business problems, right? And again, this is something that the whole course is based on creativity. So, and I don't want to give it away here, but at the end of the course, people are required to present a creative project. And many times, this is something that relates sometimes to work or to their own personal preferences. So you can see that creativity there starting to flow, even though at the beginning people were not identifying themselves as a creative type. Kind of it mystifies creativity a little bit. We're all creative.
So do you have an example of a creative project that you worked on?
That I worked on?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, just this is a little example. When I took this course, because a bit of the story here is I took this course at the beginning of my coaching career as a student. And I absolutely loved this course. I felt that this course changed my life. So I decided that one day I was going to take the certification. So here I am now certified, and I bring it for others. But when I took this course myself, I wanted to do something that completely got me out of my comfort zone. So I decided to work on repurposing things, like I always seen kind of like, Pinterest type things that you see that people create out of something old and ugly, they come out with something beautiful. So that's what I did for my own creative project.
Cool. I love
I
it.
transformed an old wine rack that my husband found on a garage sale into a beautiful bar with wood and all sorts of things. Working with power tools and letting my creative juices flow.
I love it. I love it. You don't mess around. You got the drills, you got the paint. Like that's amazing. Very cool. So as we look to the future with businesses, and how are you seeing businesses approach taking creativity and trying to integrate it into their own ways of doing things?
Yes, that's a good question. And I don't see that happening a lot. My hope is that by incorporating creativity, mindfulness, emotional intelligence principles into, the various aspects of the organization, companies can create a culture that prioritizes well-being, that fosters authentic connections, that cultivates engagement amongst employees. And I find that the Culture Catalyst is a valuable resource and framework to implement these practices effectively. I think that companies are starting to realize that these are valuable skills that can be fostered, that can be promoted, that can be brought up to the employees, and also the employees feels that they are being, that companies are invested in themselves in that.
Right. I love, it's brings you right back to the story you originally told, right? Companies aren't, maybe making space for creativity, but what if they could, right? What would happen, right?
What if you, exactly.
What if you could fly? I guess. It's amazing. Well, thank you so much, Cody. Really appreciate you taking the time to share some stories with us. And I hope people who listen find some inspiration, maybe in their own version of their wine rack at home. So fantastic.
Thank you so much, Adam. I appreciate you having me and I enjoyed talking to you.
Hey, thanks for watching The Culture Hack. Do you want to chat culture and engagement? Give us a call and come on the show.